drizzle here and there. But I think come the afternoon, starting to feel a little different. Temperatures up around 9 degrees across Northern Ireland by then, so that slightly milder air just beginning to filter in. Now that high does not want to give way. It's going to stay there right the way through into the weekend, so still feeding in relatively milder air down across the UK. Weak weather fronts drifting through, so there will be some cloudier spells. In fact, I think generally cloudy for most of us on Saturday. Just a few brighter spells across eastern areas once again. Those temperatures just beginning to notch up by a degree or so day by day. A similar picture as we head into Sunday.
Panorama investigates how Britain's biggest drugs company buried the evidence that linked the antidepressant Seroxat to suicidal tendencies in teenagers. Panorama, Secrets of the Drugs Trials, Monday at 8:30 on BBC One.
What is television?
Oh, God.
Charlie Brooker returns for an unforgettable journey.
It's not a journey, it's a programme about television. With reviews of the latest shows and reports and jokes in it. But can they say that? No. They're gonna shoot a trail where I have to sit in a chair looking like a pillock.
A new series of Screen Wipe.
I'm gonna kill these promo people.
Oh, typical. Coming soon to BBC 4.
That's it. Brand my head off.
Ringing in the changes for January, something new for BBC 4 now. Marcus Brigstocke celebrates the British passion for unusual pastimes and uncovers a very appealing competitive spirit.
Up and down the country, over 40,000 people, from cleaners to barristers, go bell ringing every week. Although on average they spend 4 hours a week in a church, most bell ringers are not religious. However, they are highly competitive. I was astonished to discover this at the National 12 Bell Championships, the biggest event in the bell ringing calendar. I met Birmingham, who are headed up by 52-year-old software manager Richard Grimmett. Birmingham are a mighty force, having won the competition 3 times in a row. But snapping at their heels is an ambitious 43-year-old accountant from the Midlands, Stephanie Warboys. She heads up ASCY, and she's desperate to topple the mighty Birmingham and get her hands on the trophy. But they will be ringing at Worcester Cathedral on the hardest bells in the country, where anything could happen. Every Tuesday evening, a group of Londoners pull ropes for an hour and a half and ring the famous Bow bells. There are 12 bells, and the heaviest weighs over 2 tons. They ring set pieces that can last anywhere from 15 minutes to 5 hours, and they rely on memory rather than sheet music. They're called the Ancient Society of College Youths, better known as the rather snappy ASCY. Ringing for all of you, what is it, a hobby? Is it a passion? Is it a job or what?
It's a hobby.
I wouldn't call it a hobby. It's a way of life, really.
Is it?
Completely. I mean, I met my first husband in the belfry. I've met my current husband in the belfry. I'm out 3 nights a week, most of the time at weekends. It's pretty all-consuming.
And Steph, you're the master of the College Youths.
I'm in charge of all the ringing that we do in the City of London for this year.
For 1 year only?
1 year and 1 year only.
Right.
And I'm lucky enough to be elected the first female master of the society, which is a great honour, actually.
First ever female master. It must be nice for you guys to have female ringers around.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And nice for you to be able to come and meet a whole new section of ringers who've never seen women before.
I don't think that's true, actually.
Oh, okay.
But they've never seen this scary woman from Birmingham.
Steph has cherry-picked from the bell-ringing elite to build her team. Chris, or better known as the metronome, reckons he can hear a mistake within tenths of a second. So, can he pinpoint bell number 4 ringing too slowly? Could you tell which bell was...
The 4th was slow, very slow.
The 4th was very slow?
Very slow, yes.
Was it the 4th I pointed to, or is he just having an off day? It was indeed the 4th.
If he's having that much of an off day, we've got problems.
Yeah.
Like this is almost as important as actually ringing the bells.
This is where we all meet. There are plenty of people who come to meet us for drinking who perhaps have missed the bell ringing.
Oh really? So they make it for the drink, but not for the ringing?
It's not so much the ringing of the bells, it's also the alcohol and the social network.
Yeah. I don't want to be rude, but you know, you have a preconception about who might be involved with bell ringing. I thought it would be, you'd all be quite formal and a bit...
Bell ringers aren't stiff. What we need to do our job well is a sense of rhythm, Marcus.
Oh, okay.
But Steph and her players are up against a mighty force. The Birmingham team have triumphed in the competition a staggering 15 times in the last 30 years. So where else to meet this mighty force but, surprise, surprise, over a pint of real ale. The impression I get is for a lot of the other teams, Birmingham are the focus. You know, you're the team to beat because you've won 3 years in a row.
There's pressure on us to maintain our win, but there's more pressure on the other teams to wipe us off our perch.
What makes a winning team?
We're eating together so often. We know how our own idiosyncrasies, and we can gel together as a team.
Does that do you think that gives you the edge maybe over some of the other teams who, because they seem to have more of a changeover of members than Birmingham?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah. The competition is important, but there is an Englishness with everybody who I speak to. Up to a certain point, they go, well, whoever wins on the day, it's fine. As long as you've done your best.
Exactly.
As long as it's us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We definitely want to win, no question about that.
Richard, tell me this. Have you won it more times or been married more times?
Oh, it's cost me a lot of money.
They seem really confident about retaining their title. With only a week to go, one person isn't worried by their bravado. What does it mean to you if you win on Saturday?
It's the day when the whole of ringing is together. The whole of ringing is at Worcester Cathedral. It's the day on which, if you actually achieve something, it will be remembered.
It is such a big deal, you know, you work towards something like this for a year.
Since the 4th Saturday in June last year, I've been planning this. Because obviously I've known the competition will be at Worcester from then. It's picking the right band from them, persuading them that they want to ring for you and not for somebody else, and actually beginning to gel them into a team. And I'm determined this year that we're going to do it.
Yeah, I really know that feeling of like, gosh, I want this.
We're the team that normally comes second. This year we're going to put that right.
In terms of a British attitude, I mean, you are absolutely the hot team to support then. If you've been second, you know, not fully underdog, but just slightly behind, and, you know, it'd be lovely to see you win. It's been really close the last few years, eh?
Yeah, it can be close. It can be close. We nearly won at Bow, where we were ringing on our home bells, and Birmingham came and beat us, and that was not good. Home is a big advantage, so that was a bit embarrassing, really.
So Worcester's almost like a grudge match as well.
Yeah, time for somebody else to show them what they can do.
Yeah. I think that's you. You've got such a... It's great. I love seeing you speak about it because you get a real kind of spark in your eye at the point where we talk about actually winning.
Well, who wouldn't want to win?
Great.
Who wouldn't want to win? I do badly want to hold that trophy up. It's probably my only chance to do it.
Steph's hungry for success, but the trophy is currently residing in someone else's front room. 2003, Birmingham. 2004 Birmingham, and you're going to put 2005 in. You could just leave it at the engravers and hit 2006
I
as
think
well.
that would be a tempting fate.
Come on, you're confident. You are, though, aren't you?
Well, we're confident we're going to do the best we can. We're not confident that others won't surpass us, though.
Now, what about Steph? Steph really wants to win.
Correct. She turned up secretly in the churchyard last Monday evening and listened to all of our ringing at Worcester.
Did you know beforehand she was there?
No, I didn't, actually.
Afterwards?
Yes, that's right.
And what, does it kind of whip round? Steph's here, Steph's come, she's listening.
Oh, well, no, I don't think there was much was said about it, actually. It was just mentioned
Steph's
to
here,
me.
whatever.
Well, it's all right if she wants to listen.
Whatever.
It's fine.
Let her listen, yeah? Let her take news of this back. Where are you going to put the trophy?
Right in front of my bed there, so I can see it.
All right, so Tutankhamun's got to go. Day one there, day two maybe there, so that any nosy neighbours can go, oh, what's that, Steph?
That's a good idea.
Exactly, you see, and then you're working towards day three, possibly. I don't know what your husband's going to think, but...
You reckon?
Well, why not? You know, you've spent a year working for this thing. How long did you spend wooing your husband?
It's a big, ugly bit of bell metal.
I'm sorry, are we talking about the trophy? It may be just an ugly bit of bell metal, but I suspect her ambition runs a lot deeper. There is this rivalry between Birmingham and the college youths. Where does that come from?
Well, over the years, they've probably been our closest challengers, but it's also the fact that they are London-based and we are Birmingham-based. And Stephanie Warboys, who has been a member of our team, is now master of the college youths and therefore leading their team. So that gives a particular edge to it.
Steph is very determined to take that shield back down to London.
Yeah, I mean, she wants to win and she wants to be the first female master to win, and she also wants to knock Birmingham off its pedestal, so it's kind of operating on several levels there. There's a lot at stake, eh?
If they do win, we will, of course, be very proud for her, but it's our intention.
You stumble there over the word proud.
Yes,
that was quite a hard word to get out for you, wasn't it?
I almost swallowed that word.
Yeah.
No, we'll be... it'll be a tremendous achievement for her.
Only 3 days to go until the 12 Bell Championships. Steph gathers the team for their final practice.
What we need to do is just to make sure that we don't let ourselves be distracted. Our rhythm has to be relentless. There is going to be the odd bad blow in it, but what we mustn't do is wait, worry about it, make faces, agonise, oh my goodness, we did a bad blow. You forget it, lose it, move, keep the rhythm, and get on the next beat. Just keep going. Relentless rhythm, that's what we need.
Over the last year, they've practiced for 260 hours, but now this is their last chance to get it right. Steph, how was that?
That's the perfect dress rehearsal, isn't it? Because you do just get slower on the day.
Yeah.
You just slow up and get careful and all that type of stuff.
So it was a little bit slower than...
It was okay, but it's a bit tentative.
It was tentative?
Tentative is the word.
Okay, all right.
It's a bit tentative.
So is there a time that should come in at? I'm listening to people saying it was a bit slow. Or is that... It was just as slow as in tentative, I get it.
As long as you're all ringing at the same speed,
I
it
got
doesn't
you.
matter as long as you're all ringing at the same speed.
So tentative would mean what everyone was just fractionally hesitant. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, conclusion on that bit was it's not bad, but it's a little bit tentative. And I think what we've got to try and do is when there's a bad blow, the key thing is just forget it, lose it. Don't wait for each other, stay on the rhythm. Just keep, not necessarily go faster, but just to try when it's not even, try and ignore it and just keep going. Just got to be confident and just keep pushing it on a bit.
I'm worried that their practice didn't go to plan.
It's beatable, that. It's good, it's a high bar, but it's beatable.
Yeah.
And I'm not actually sure whether the band's come away feeling more confident than it did when it came in. I was not in a good state tonight. I need to get where I need to be between now and Saturday. I was just nervous, Simon's late, you know what's happening, you guys are here.
Of course, yeah.
but it went fine.
100 miles north and the usually confident Birmingham are feeling the heat. They've banned me from their final practice.
You're welcome to listen to it outside, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
It just takes the nerves away from
Of course, yeah. No problem.
Thank you.
No problem.
Right, if we warm up, I think, by ringing a touch of step and six on your respective bells.
Did that leave you feeling fairly confident? You know, as a team, do you think everyone's feeling good about it?
We went a bit faster than we maybe ideally would have done, should have done.
Yeah.
The execution of the final piece wasn't quite what we would hope for on the day. We just started ringing as individuals rather than as a team.
A few pints of real ale seem to have steadied the nerves of the ASCY.
Have you heard Birmingham?
I went and heard Birmingham.
You heard them at their practice in Worcester.
At Worcester.
Okay.
I did that to make myself feel confident.
Yeah.
I did.
And it worked. Oh, well, that's all right. Yeah. That's good. Have you heard them recently?
No, but the word on the street is they're running a little bit scared.
Okay. Yeah, well, there's a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah,
you know?
there is.
For a brief moment, worst case scenario, think the unthinkable. What happens on Saturday if it's a disaster? Will you still stay and have a good time and enjoy the day?
The worst thing about it would be a late draw. That's the disaster. The disaster is being drawn to ring 8th or 9th, and you've got to sit around all day and drink orange juice. That's why we pray for an early draw. We pray to be drawn 3rd or 4th, so that we can then enjoy the afternoon. I mean,
the band can play and then
play a couple of pieces, get the whole sort of pitch of the thing, and then go off and enjoy.
And then it's in the real ale tent. I'm beginning to wonder, whether Saturday isn't as much about the real ale as it is about the playing.
It's a lot about the camaraderie. I mean, you see people at 12 bell competition. Everybody in ringing is at the 12 bell competition, and it's a fantastic opportunity to catch up with people that you won't be seeing for yonks.
This is fantastic.
And how's your confidence for Saturday?
Pretty reasonably high.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I take a head start down to Worcester, where Mark Regan, the chief judge, explains that the competition has higher stakes than I'd previously thought.
There was a bit of resistance to having the competition here because these are regarded as the hardest ringer bells in the country to ring. They're quite heavy. They're about the 6th heaviest ringer bells in the country. So the tenor weighs 2.5 tons. That's a physical challenge. But the tower moves. And if the tower moves, that means the bells move. And someone said ringing here was like trying to play darts on a ship in a force 10 gale.
So when this gets going, when everyone's ringing, what's going to be happening up here? I mean, obviously the bells will all be going, but with the frame?
Everything's moving. The tower moves a lot, and the frame moves. And because they're separate structures, only joined together at the base of the tower, they may move independently or dependently. So the tower moved 2 mil that way, the frame will move 2 mil that way, so you've got a 4 mil gap. Or they'll push together. So if you look at this bit of paper, if I put it on this bit of wood, the tower can do that, or it can do that, or it can do that, or it can do that.
The idea of that. The idea of being up here while it's doing that. So it can go any which way.
It can go any way. Three of us judge what we call the faults. We judge the gaps between the bells, because all 12 bells turn over in just under 3 seconds. So we're talking about tenths of seconds between the bells. And we have a sheet with all the rows on, all the numbers of the bells, and we take and all cross and give a maximum number of faults. And then a colleague who's a co-judge will add up all the scores, normalise the scores on a spreadsheet.
Well, no wonder you can't have a drink. You're basically doing a lot of mathematics, aren't you?
We have to listen to 27,000 impacts of clappers on bells and the gaps between them.
27,000 impacts?
Yeah.
The rivalry between the teams, if they're all here just before they ring, does that sort of come to the fore, or do they manage to keep it all very English?
I think they'll be very English and frightfully polite to each other about it. May the best team win.
Very best of luck.
Very
and all
best
that
luck.
Sort of thing.
And it'll be totally insincere, probably.
Okay, yeah, because underneath they'll be going, so want this.
There's so much at stake now.
The big day has arrived. This could be Steph's year. She has a lot to prove. The mighty Birmingham are determined to walk away with the trophy for a record-breaking 4th year in a row. But I think Steph will fight them every step of the way. 9 teams will battle it out in the bell-ringing chamber. But with the heavy and unpredictable bells at Worcester, anything could happen.
Good morning, Steph. How are you?
Well, a lot better than actually I was on Tuesday. I'm not nervous yet.
You seem really relaxed.
I am this morning.
Excited about today.
It won't take long though.
No, really?
With just a few minutes until the draw, Richard and the trophy finally arrive.
Hello, Marcus.
How are you doing?
Good morning, yes.
You all right?
Yes, well indeed.
You're a little bit late.
Well, I woke up a bit late this morning.
Okay.
Got stuck in a traffic jam, left my wallet at home, left my mobile phone at home. But
Is this the captain of Birmingham being flustered for the first time?
Slightly hungover, I think.
Hungover? Oh, okay, so not the same thing. And so here it is. You've got the shield, and you've got to give this back.
That's right.
Briefly?
Well, briefly, hopefully.
It's 10:30, and the main draw for the Order of Ringing is about to start. Over 600 people file into the main hall.
Trophies up there. Have you had a look?
I know what it looks like.
Yeah. You can see it when you close your eyes.
I can't touch it now. It's off limits now until 5 o'clock. Or
Until
5
later on.
Yeah.
So here we go. Graveyard slot coming up.
York. Second to ring is St Paul's.
They'll be happy with that because they like a beer.
Followed by Birmingham.
Birmingham in third. That's a good draw.
Good draw for them.
Yeah.
They are followed by ASCY. There, I understand, are the people to beat. But Bristol will have a very good chance.
That's right.
Rumour has gone round.
Steph has to ring straight after Richard. I have a feeling it's not what she wanted.
Fourth, right after Birmingham.
Yeah, fourth, that's a good draw, but from my point of view, I'd much rather have heard Birmingham win at ring, see what they were actually
Win?
like.
Don't say win, Steph.
I know.
Okay.
Suits us ideally.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Third position, that's exactly
Absolutely
what
right.
you're hoping for.
That's right.
And the college youths are right after you. And will there be a little bit of a needle on that
I think there will be.
crossover?
I think there will be.
You're not going to give them any helpful hints or... No? I don't think so.
11:30 and the competition is in full swing. Nearly 400 pints of real ale have been sold. York Minster and St Paul's Cathedral have rung. Birmingham are about to go in, and the nerves are running high. Back on the cathedral green, Steph and her team wait anxiously.
Are you a bit nervous? Are you?
It's
bit
starting
trembly?
to go. It's starting to go.
Yeah.
Hey, you'll be great. I was all right 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's like totally calm, and then I just suddenly start to think about it.
Okay.
We've had 2 teams on, and neither of them have been that impressive, but Birmingham have immediately got a much better, brisker pace.
Have they? Okay.
Much better tempo, much better compass,
Yeah.
ringing much better than the previous 2 teams. What do you expect?
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, no one expects them to turn up and not be good on the day. Yeah.
Birmingham have rung well. Now the pressure is on Steph. I just hope that her hard work will be enough to clinch the trophy. I'm nervous for them as they climb the 235 steps to the ringing chamber.
Good luck. Right, thank you very much.
That's really well.
Above me, I can hear that Birmingham and ASCY cross over.
Yeah, it's good.
Could have done better, but we did a lot.
It's last night's wine has pulled out with the exertion.
How was it?
I think we did
Happy?
really well. I
Happy?
think we ran the best piece that we've run here so far.
Oh, good. Well
so
done.
we're very pleased with the way that's
Well
turned
done.
out. Yes.
Excellent.
Beat that college years.
ASCY have come second so many times. Surely this will be Steph's year.
Well, you can see we're all dripping. I only rang the second lightest bell, and I'm absolutely dripping.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm really
it
proud
good?
of the team. They did really
Yeah?
well. That's a competing piece of ringing, but Birmingham rang well.
Yeah. But you guys did good though.
Yeah.
You happy?
Yeah, it's a competing piece.
Yeah. Competing piece.
A competing piece.
Yeah.
We certainly gave it everything we got, so we did our
Good
best,
for you.
and
Excellent.
nobody messed anything up, or no silly mistakes.
Excellent.
Is it going to be good enough on the day?
Let's hope so.
Steph rang really well, but I want to find out what her rival thinks.
I suspect at the moment that the college youths might have the edge on us.
Do you? Why do you think that?
Well, they put in a particularly good piece of ringing.
Yeah.
I think our ringing was particularly good as well.
Yeah.
So it's all in the judge's perspective. I can't tell, but if the college youths win, I would not be at all surprised.
Wow. I wonder if Steph knows that's how you feel. I might have to go and tell her. Can I get you a pint?
Oh, yes, certainly. Thanks very much.
What are you having?
Anything that's wet, but preferably Worcester Clapper.
An incredible 936 pints of real ale have been drunk, and there are still 2 teams left to ring. But I'm wondering if people have already decided on a winner.
So, what's the word on the green then? What are people saying? Who's going to win this?
Martin. I think predictably it's probably between Birmingham and College Youth.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So the College Youths had a really good...
I think they were the best so far. Mind you, the Cumberlands were quite good.
And what about
Quite
Birmingham?
good. Didn't think much of them.
Not so
Too
much.
fast.
Too quick.
Too fast.
The competition has finally come to an end. 9 teams have fought it out on the most difficult bells in the country. But who was the best on the day?
In 9th place.
The results are read out, and 4 teams are still in the running. Birmingham, St Paul's Cathedral, the Cumberland Youths, and ASCY.
In 4th place.
Cumberland Youths.
In 3rd place.
Birmingham.
I can't believe it, St Paul's have won now. Can't believe it.
Unbelievably, Birmingham are out. It's down to ASCY and St Paul's Cathedral.
In 2nd place.
ASCY.
And in 1st place.
St Paul's.
I can't believe St Paul's Cathedral won. Everyone was so sure it was a 2-horse race. But once again, Steph will have to settle for 2nd place.
So, Mark, there's some broken hearts out there, mate.
I know, but that's what happens when you enter the competition, Marcus.
Yeah.
The key thing in it was that the team that could sustain its ringing for the best ringing for the longest one.
So, how are you doing? 3rd place?
3rd place, well, I was quite happy with that. Really.
Yeah?
Yes, the most important thing was that the college youths didn't come first.
Oh, was it? On the day?
Well, I think so, yes. I think so.
But they came a place higher than Birmingham.
Yes, that's incidental. It's not a problem. They're not winners. We're not winners. We'll come back. We'll regroup. We'll come back next year.
I wonder if it will be so quickly forgotten for Steph.
I can't quite imagine why it was so important to her to win, but it did seem that way.
As St Paul's celebrate their win with more pints of ale, one person in particular is finding her loss hard to swallow.
Steph, it's been quite a roller coaster, hasn't it?
Well, it's been a fantastic day. Weather, beer, wrong result.
Yeah. How are you feeling about that now?
Gutted. With a capital G, really.
Yeah.
Can't quite describe it. You just feel empty, disappointed. But, you know.
How long does the sting of that stay with you, do you think?
I don't know.
Not for a year.
I guess until I hold the Taylor Trophy again.
Well, you will.
Some point,
For
maybe.
sure.
Some point, maybe.
But your competitive spirit I really, really admired, and you haven't won the big trophy, but I have got you a little cup for your competitive spirit to say well done. I think you've done a great job.
That is appreciated. That's
Really
absolutely
great job.
sweet. Thank
well
you.
done.
That is wonderful. Thank you very much.
I had no idea that bell ringing was so competitive. I've been drawn into their world, and I'm sad to leave Steph on the steps after having only one shot at the title. But with the beer tent having sold 1,540 pints of real ale, I'm sure that it will all be forgotten by the morning.
From the makers of the Fast Show, Radio 4's new phone-in show, Down the Line, is proving to be quite a hit. So go to the Radio 4 website to listen to it again and to see an exclusive behind-the-scenes video. Movie buffs, stay right here for BBC 4's World Cinema Awards. Next.
When winning is everything, anything can happen.
Six Nations, live and exclusive on the BBC.
This February on BBC 4.
There's an energy and a vitality to this place that's completely different from the images that we usually have of it. I want to discover from ordinary Iranians what it's really like to live, work and worship in one of the least understood cities in the world.
Professor Michael Wang will soon be injected with a drug which will leave him paralysed but fully conscious.
Losing focus, mouth is starting to go now.
He's utterly paralysed, and yet he can hear everything we're saying.
Super Casino will make it Las Vegas Arcade, so it'll be even better than Las Vegas. And if we don't get that, we're just doomed.
Documentaries at 9 on BBC 4.
Jonathan Ross presents the BBC 4 World Cinema Awards 2007 tonight, and we join him now, live at the National Film Theatre.
Willkommen to the BBC 4 World Cinema Award. You know, in these times of heightened racial tension, what better way to say adios to the bad vibes than an evening dedicated to celebrating the cinematic art of other cultures? And where better than here in London, where people of all colours and creeds come together to moan about public transport. This is the National Film Theatre, where foreign film buffs have gathered to stroke their beards, smoke gitan and discuss Kazakh camera systems. I'm generalising, of course. Some of them don't even have beards. In fact, some of them are attractive ladies who speak up to 4 languages. Either way, they're all here for one reason: the BBC 4 World Cinema Award. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening and welcome. On behalf of our hosts here at the National Film Theatre and the sponsors of tonight's event, Pioneer, I bid you the warmest of welcomes. It was, I think, the notoriously grumpy Gallic director Jean-Luc Godard who said, "The cinema is truth 24 times a second," and I'd like to think that all the films we're going to discuss this evening bear this out. Although I should also point out that on one notorious occasion at the Cannes Film Festival, Monsieur Godard did end up with a pie thrown in his face. The BBC 4 World Cinema Award, now in our 4th year, celebrates the finest in foreign language filmmaking. In a moment, we'll get down to the serious business of finding out which director will be struggling to get this little beauty through airport security, and good luck with that. But first, we're going to take a look back at the past 12 months to see just some of the movies that had that certain je ne